Okay, Trixie, help me calm down. So allow me to go over why I don't like what Discord said last chapter. First of all, it's Discord. He shouldn't be this obvious he's making fun of Celestia. He shouldn't be like, I'm doing this the pony way. Ho 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 ho. He should be more manipulative. He should be more creative about it. He should be more silly. But the way you see it and the way it's represented, he's speaking normal. And this is not right. Second of all, once again, we have another. We're going to make fun of Celestia for sending out the main six on doing missions when she could easily solve all her problems alone. Well, I've already pointed out the problems with that. I decided to go even further by bringing out the handy-dandy episode guide on TV tropes and giving the people what they want. It's all Celestia and Luna all the time. Friendship's Magic Part 1 and 2. Celestia sends a bunch of soldiers and tells them to learn the meaning of friendship. They all fail, and Nightmare Moon kicks their butts, and it's only through sheer luck that Celestia win. Oh, Ticketmaster. Celestia has tickets, but she changes the rules. 5 minutes! That's all it takes. Because we don't care about the main six. Remember, nothing involving the main characters. Applebuck season. Luna sees a problem that requires her to expend her energy, but she uses her god magic to take care of it in an instant. Makes it easy. Griffith the bus off. Once again, Celestia and Luna does decide to not talk to her and leave her behind because they're that gosh darn powerful. My gosh, I am so interested in this show. How much longer can we go without those annoying main characters? Am I right? I thought as much. I'll be right back to these later. But, yeah. I've already said on Discord, but I'll say it here for all you folks. Superman can handle the giant asteroid. I would rather take care of my clients myself. I don't need some god. I don't need my mama to hold my hand and take care of me. I could do this on my own. I have to wonder, do you guys really need somebody watching over you to do your stuff? I gotta know. And lastly, this is most important. By Discord keeping what the main six need to do on this mission away from them, it's not only confusing to Twilight and the others, it's confusing to me, the reader. I got no idea why the main six are out here. I got no idea what the mission is. I got no idea what they're supposed to do. And quite frankly, now I don't care. I don't care what they're doing. I don't know why they're doing it. I don't know what's at stake. I don't know what's going to happen. And I really just don't care. And that makes a story boring when you don't care. Landscape. There is no ground. There is no earth. There is no ground. So, there's no ground. There is no earth. No rock below me. No foundation holding up the sky. There is only nothing, and it's everywhere, and everything. There is no ground. There is no earth, and I am lost. Sorry. Going to have to grade you a D on that poem. There was no rhyme. There was no rhythm. There was nothing. There was no dynamic parameter. You just... I'm sorry. Fail! Flight never heard the snap. Never heard anything in between. The next sound she was aware came from a friend. It was that of a noisily sick all over the... Where are we? Other priorities came first. Applejack! And that was echoed from Rarity, who had been closest, and Fluttershy, though much softer. Twilight took it from there. Did Discord do something from you? She ignored the resulting squeak from Fluttershy. What's wrong? Oh no. Another heave. This one brought out nothing but extra stomach cramps. Don't think I do well with teleports, Twi. I really don't think that at all. Twilight immediately looked around and gave up a few seconds for checking for the others. Spike was, yes, as expected, he would be setting up plumes for at least a minute, and this time, even his elbows were involved. Piggy Pie was rocking a bit side to side as if trying to work out which was which, but stopped almost as soon as Twilight saw it. The others were fine. Based on how long we were in between, this one was a greater distance. Actually, lectures weren't going to help any point now. Applejack, is there anything we could do? This time, Twi. I promise you won't do that to me unless you absolutely gotta. I won't, Twilight immediately promised. So you never seen a reaction like that. Was Applejack somehow allergic to between, similar to the way Spike was? Just something eternal? Or was this the author trying to make up bullshit to give Applejack a reason not to like teleportation? Rest a few minutes. Take all the time you like, Rainbow Dash said. I don't think the four of us are going anywhere without being carried. And that was her cue to look around again. Unfortunately, she was at a bad con. She could see the ball pit. The ravine cut through gray and bright brown stone. It was easily 10 celestes to the top ends on either side, and whose sides pointed down harshly, a 60-degree angle at least. The walls displayed little in the way of the wide, closely staggered, and frequent ledges that would make them suitable for climbing, as in nothing. Ponies are horrible at climbing. The legs so orientally rev for shimmy or well pushed out. They're horrible at climbing! What ledges there were tended to be too narrow for hooves, and sharp-looking besides. There was a tight-packed earth at the very top, with a few tree roots, and very few picking out the sides. Amazingly few, really, given that trees at that level were so thick. There barely seemed to be room to squeeze a pony body through, although Spike would have had less trouble. Pines. Tolly could see that from here, all tilted at an odd angle, and so they could not stand to face the crack in the land. There was very little else in the way of tree species. The place certainly knew water, though. They were on a bank about 14 feet wide, and abrupt leveling out on the bottom of the side. Then came a river, 40 feet across, at least, rushing forward at a speed. Clay had never seen water level moving in. The water radiated cold, smelled of nothing except. Turn around, and the source vanished into a rock about 50 feet behind him. Look across, and there was a second bank, slightly more narrow. Fortunately, all of them had arrived on the same side. Not quite precise relative to each other, but they started in. Forward, more of the ravine, easily 100 feet, maybe 110 more. Then the water vanished the stone again just before the shadows dusted off to the right. That seeing gave her some indication of the sun's relative position, and she looked up. A much greater distance, Joy softly said. I'm pretty sure we're still in Equestria, but unless Discord moves us in time, and he can do that, we went east. Really far east. Might well be a few days gallop from the coast. Av, you're thinking about Ashley in the ocean. It's not all that's correct up the boy. Elzai took a step, testing her footing. Looked around the ravine's wall. She seemed less ill than she had on arrival. Dude! Illin! But not by much. The farmer still appeared to be deeply shaken. Too much moving around. No longer survey. Another step. I want out here. Something. And physically stopped herself and backed up, both physically and verbally. Why will Discord pull us higher? Comedy, Twilight darkly proposed. What is that? I know you trust him, and I know you're trying to help. What's wrong? Because of Applejack's crisis seeming to have mostly passed, although there was to residual attention to which her was going away, Yellow Pegasus was trembling on the ground, small tears running down her cheeks. What is it wrong, Twilight? She'd just been wrenched across whole gallons of land, and he had been speaking against someone, not an ever some pony, she considers to be a friend, as he was just given the ability to erase a pony from the world. Guess how well she's dealing with that. And by the way, there's also this mission which she got us into, and if I start blaming her for it, Twilight, you are being a bitch. Stop it. You're one of my characters I like on here. Stop being a bitch. Twilight stopped and tried to back up emotionally before everything went too far, with limited access. Almost none. More softly, Fluttershy? They were fighting. The princesses. I know it was Luna. It was just Luna, but they were fighting. Fluttershy? You okay? I I don't know what came over me. My goodness. I I want to go back to Mikan. This was stupid. I, this line. Why? Why would I? Sisters fight. Why would I be sucked by this? Why? Okay, let's try to do this. I know they don't hate each other, but I just wanted everything to be fit. Oh my goodness, what is wrong with me? I, I, I excuse me, guys. I need to make a statement that I don't say lightly. SD, I have seen Mike and Fix. I have read through Reality Check recipes. And this is the dumbest, worst scene I have seen Fluttershy written in. I I have seen bad Fluttershy moments, but this one, where she is just feeling down and scared because Celestia and Luna, two sisters, were fighting. I how can you, I'm going to apologize to Mikan. I'm going to I'm going to apologize for all the Equest. This moment right here is just so stupid. You would think Fluttershy would know that sisters fight. Celestia and Luna are sisters. There is no reason for them not. Why would she be so scared? This makes no sense. It was a long time, dear, Rare decently said, coming closer, rubbing against Fluttershy's shivering flank. Oh, thank God! There's some Yuri. I knew that. There's a rather lot to fix. A single rainbow can do a lot, but it can't do everything. It was just a tiny argument! Twilight, with far too much discord to think about at the time, and almost lost in a flood of events. Princesses. Fighting. Excuse me. I I need a moment. I I need a second. I'm going to introduce you all. This is Snowy. She's by Low and Full Picks. And I think I need to talk to somebody. Snowy, Full Picks, Twilight, and the others are adults, right? Aw. They know that siblings fight, right? Full Picks. So it would stand to reason that they would understand that Celestia and Luna, being sisters, would fight, right? Full Picks. So you would think that they would know this and wouldn't be so shocked by it. Full Picks. So why is this such an important plot point? Well, thank you. Certainly. Fighting, not like rulers, not as sun as moon, as sisters. Yes, Twilight. Gee, I wonder why. Is it because that they are sisters? It shouldn't be such a big thing, Fick. But apparently Twilight needs to take breaths about this. Everybody, just take a few minutes. Rainbow Dash is right. We're not going anywhere just yet. Since there's no visible crisis here at the moment, we can afford the time. Start in the middle. She had to expectedly figure out what it meant by repeating as expected. It didn't happen. Her first right call was missing. I can start evacuating right now, Twilight, Rainbow Dash called down. She was about a third way up the left wall. Judging by the way she kept adjusting her new hat and the ever jauntier poses, she might have been expecting for traps. As Yumi and Fluttershy kick in, it's those two trips. One is Spike rides one of us all the way up. Spike, for his part, finally stopped smoking. That's good. No lung cancer for Spike. Oh, I'm sorry, I forgot. I replaced Spike with Noriko. Fluttershy, are you looking to fly? And then, what Twilight had dreaded, a look at her, with the same question clearly forming on a reptile tongue. Oh, Celestius, he had been keeping that secret from every pony, and one dragon. He thought she could fly. Fluttershy thought for a few seconds. Yes, it's just hard to sing like that. Twilight persisted the opportunity with every bit she had. I know, cutting off Noriko before her sibling could begin. We get so used to thinking them as princesses that the next source tasted like a personal flavor of blasphemy. We don't think of them as nope, not saying it, no. Just no. Emo Pinky shook her head. Sisters fight, that's all. I fought with mine. Well, they fought with me a lot. Sometimes a lot. So Luna got a little angry. Everybody's backsides ungobbled. Twilight, are you okay? You still look kind of mad. Oh my god, Pinkie Pie is right now the voice of reason. This is getting scary. Mad? A straw doesn't have to be the last one. Just has to land on the right sort of back where it's already too far burn rate. Yes, I'm mad. Fluttershy, please don't take this personally. I know you think it was a friend, but Discord just put us out here in the middle of nowhere. We're a ravine for goodness sake. We don't know where we are. Before anybody asks, I don't know where I am. Spells, because I don't usually get teleported to unknown places by jerk-ass entities of chaos. We don't know what we're supposed to do except it's Discord, and my first instinct is to find out whatever he thinks is wrong and makes it worse. We're on a fucking mission for Discord, and dear Celestia and Pinky, why are you wearing sunglasses? Because there's a sun in my... I don't even care. I still don't know what we're supposed to do, and the sunglasses aren't helping. I don't have a place to start. I have a middle. We're stuck here because... She couldn't stop it. Fluttershy apparently needs 2 Minotaurs in order to say why. Or, I don't have enough Mason. Or maybe because of Barney, this is the wrong idea. No, one of the other bugging options just stands a chance of getting every point killed, and I don't want to... Water soaked every inch of her, mad down her mane, her tail drooping, and worked into her wings. Her refused to leave. Her bangs were in her eyes. So was water. Twilight's out of character. I am really starting to hate this fic. 5 long, horrible seconds of silence, broken by the south side of Fluttershy sobbing, passed before she could force herself to look up. You know, when the movie did this, Twilight had a good reason. She had reached her breaking point. When she did this at the Camelot wedding, she had a good reason. There's literally no reason here. Twilight doesn't know they're going to get killed. She's just on a mission. As a matter of fact, if she was so worried when Fluttershy said it, why didn't she ask? Actually, why didn't she ask? If Fluttershy had agreed, why didn't Twilight go, okay, let's ask? Why didn't Twilight do anything other than just sit around, which is what she's been doing all thick, just sitting around going, wee. She has done nothing. She has done worse than nothing. She's becoming about as useless as Twilight in a friggin' reality check fic. Are we done, princess? Call it out of your system. Okay, I'll let Royal voice for now. Anybody else you'd like to make cry today? Oh no, please, Celestia and Luna, don't let them. Elm's so angry, Pinkie Pie won't move. Fireside's crying so hard, and Rarity's furious. Noriko won't even look at me. Please don't let them hate me. They're all I have left. Then stop being a bitch! Her face was so wet, and her eyes were so... Then she was on the ground next to Fluttershy. Front legs were over the Pegasus' shoulders, openly weeping in soft coral mane. I'm sorry. Oh, Celestia, I'm so sorry. I don't want you to hurt any of you. I just don't know what we are doing, and I'm scared. You're sounding rather emotionless, Twilight. I am. I... This is not me. I don't know who this creature is, but this is not me. This, this fic is insulting to me. Somehow, this is getting a brand universe, and I'm being treated like a bitch. Just, no. Four yellow wings unfurled, reached for as best as they could, wrapped her in a warmth of friendship unbroken. There was a tile of ponies, and one other Earth pony at the bottom of the ravine, huddled together against the unknown. Equaled the most pony voices he ever heard at one time. 3. In those cases, though, the voices were her own. They were Pegasi. There's no doubt about that. They were standing on a low resting gray cloud which was just barely visible above the tree line. She could not see them through it, and not seeing her as they poked their heads through the water's edge. They were all too concealed. But there were voices, and they were talking about things, topics that were not subjects. No lessons being taught overhead, just discussions of life. They spoke of sports, which teams were placing was going to play next, consideration of the playoffs next moon, verbal tussle over. She listened to every word. It was almost enough to make the pain feel like there was something lesser. She would not have moved without the right side of discovery. There were ponies in this world. And they're talking. She knew there were, of course. That was beyond basic. Had been taught so much about them, some of the things that concerned their lives, but right overhead, directly overhead, she could hear them. And she could have stayed there for hours, fallen asleep on the gentle babble of conversation. And then they mentioned him. Him who? This was but a rest stop. They were flying to Cloudsdale. Keeping their energy up was important, but now they were recharged, and they had to go see if he was among the vapors in their home. One of his might have needed help, if only they were hoped so. They hoped so strongly! But they could find him. All would be well. Perhaps they would be the ones to bring back good news. They were gone. They were searching. Gonna find her. Gonna find her. Search every way. Gonna find her. Does he have anyone anymore? Would he take her back after she had failed so horrifically? No, he won't. No pony would. No pony should. She thought. She had protected him. The event was a blur, but it felt like protection. She had to know what she was doing now or how reading level. Theory forced to exist in solid form by any real thought. Some levels he had been aware of. Heat. Heat beyond the edge of the event. She could not call what he had, and that worked. She had failed. She failed at everything. When it happened, everything they had done, everything that was the great work. Now they were saying she failed to save him. Had she? Did it kill? Did it kill? She spread the wings, bit back the screen as she flapped them. The ground arrow hose parted company just by a few inches, dropped back down, let the bone came. At this stage, she couldn't probably take off now. Perhaps go straight up. Oh my god, just stop rambling! You know, these scenes with whoever this OC is supposed to be works so much better if there was some dialogue or something to make us see from her perspective or understand who it is. But right now, I do not care. She's nothing to me. All I'm wondering is why did her scene come in the middle of the main six moment? A simple and wiry. Better check out those wiries. I must say, this is an improvement. The warm voice, even where the sound seemed to be tinged with soft pink. What do you mean, Rarity? Dryly. Well, normally you'd be finding of it all by now. Twilight giggled. Then it did again, harder. His wife's eye softly laughed, and the pony pile turned into a wriggle of mirth. Albert, did you ever find out? I don't know where he's keeping it. I don't know where, but you could just ask. But he seems to love her so much. You don't want you don't want to even put in some actual characters who's saying what in this? Fine! We'll play it your way. Look, he seems to love us so much, you know? How could you ask me to break up? Ponyville's happiest couple. More giggling. There's nothing wrong with a stallion getting in touch with his male side, as long as he knows exactly what he's touching. Pinky, Pinky, a perfect deadpan. He even asked me for advice yet. The last possible moment before the group could react to that one. Nora ultimately said, Is this stuff I should be hearing about? That did. The pile broke apart into 6 ponies rolling the ground with laughter, one very confused dragon watching them. Oh, come on, guys. Is anybody going to tell me if I'm too young for this or not? Which didn't help anything. Finally just sank down a stone squad, grumbled until the ponies staggered their hooves. How dare me without letting dress pine on me. Well, down they went. They almost recovered from Flutter's side, quietness. But who's going to tell Charlie? Finally, after 3 had a seat, and Twilight faced the others. My god! This was a good scene. This was a good friendship moment. I I like this scene. I I think this was good. What do you girls think? Yeah, we like it. Yeah. Why face the others? No, 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 no. The scene is just too good. I'm not gonna ruin it with any more dialogue. I refuse to talk with this scene. I I refuse to ruin this moment. This scene is not bad. No, 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 no. Fluttershy, don't talk. I complain on it. I like this moment. I I don't want to talk about the rest. No, no. Let's just stop here. This scene is too good. Guys, this whole entire we don't know where we are could be solved with one problem. As a matter of fact, I'm going to end this chapter by solving this issue. Rainbow Dash flew up and got a look around. End the chapter! Okay, maybe a little bit more. She flew up, looked around, found the stairs, led the girl to the stairs. The girls walked up the stairs and left the ravine. End the chapter. Bye!